Okay, I'm here with Dr. Robert Smiley. He is the CIO for the School District of Janesville in Wisconsin. He has quite a number of years of experience with technology in the K through 12 space. Actually, over 20 years of experience as an IT director at a couple different stops before Janesville. So, with that, just want to welcome you, Dr. Smiley.
Well, I thank you for the opportunity to be here. The chance to get the message out about the power of technology in the classroom is always something I'm eager to get addressed.
Excellent. Well, as you pointed out, we're going to be asking some questions about technology today, and we again sincerely appreciate your time, and hopefully we can both learn some things. So, with that, let's start it off with how you feel about the current technology trends, and how are they impacting student learning, in your opinion?
Well, there's two questions there. One is, how do I feel about technology trends in education right now? And I was just writing a note this morning out to a number of people, and I wrote in there, this is an exciting time to be working in education. This is an exciting time to be in the field of educational technology, and that I really believe we're on the cusp of seeing significant classroom transformations through the power of technology. Some of the trends that I think that are really going to impact this is as we're able to bring the whole personalization and consumerization of technology into the classroom through projects like Bring Your Own Device, what we've seen happen with tablets, whether that be Surface tablets or iPads, really is transforming the way that kids have access to technology and the way they're able to use it for their learning.
Excellent. Why do you think? A follow-up question is always why, but why do you think now we've had technology to some degree in classrooms or in the school, forever? But what now do you think? Why is it more impactful now? Why do you believe we are on the cusp with some of those technologies you mentioned?
I really believe we're at a point because wireless has become so prevalent in our schools and our classrooms, and that whole density of personalization that we are now, everybody seems to have one in their pocket, and in addition, we're really beginning to open up our schools in terms of philosophically, we're really ready to embrace kids bringing their own learning to school, their own technology to school with them. In the same way that kids come with pens and pencils and paper for years, we're now really opening up and saying, whatever you've got to learn with, bring it in. We'll use it as a part of the classroom.
Excellent. It's definitely something we preach. The network infrastructure, having that backbone to be able to provide the density and individualized learning. That's agree 100%. You mentioned a couple, so maybe you'll have to repeat yourself. But in particular, which of those technology trends or which of those technology pieces do you feel will have the biggest impact on the teaching efficiency, effectiveness, and student learning over the next, let's just say, the next 12 to 24 months?
I think the trend that's the most interesting and the most intriguing is the trend for personalization of technology, the whole bring your own device, and how we as leaders are working with our staff to match the technology with powerful instructional strategies, ways of managing those in the classrooms, ways of setting people up for success. I really believe we're going to see a tremendous boon in the next 12 to 24 months. Certainly in the school district of Janesville, we are moving that way aggressively.
Excellent. It's exciting, and it's great to hear you embracing that. Sometimes, many times, we learn, especially with technology, we can learn by mistake. And with that, do you have any opinion on maybe what are the top two or three technology adoption or integration mistakes you're seeing in the field? What either something that you've learned or something talking with other districts and sharing hardships. Are there any that you can single out as common mistakes right now?
Yeah, I think there's, as I think about it and think about your question, I believe there are at least three. One that I've seen across many school districts and many installations is that our infrastructure design is just it's just too weak. For example, our AP density is too thin to really accommodate um, 30 kids in a classroom, each having at least one device in their pocket. And when one AP is supposed to serve maybe up to 4 classrooms, that AP density is just too thin. I think the second factor that I would point out is that I think that as a nation, we're not looking far enough down the road for long-term budget development that really encompasses all aspects of a successful program. I know most recently I completed a 30-year projection for the school district of Janesville that looking at the infrastructure footprint we have, what do we need for true sustainability over the next 30 years? And third, I think there's a disconnect on how we are developing our technical staff and our innovative staff as leaders. I often preach that I'm a leader of leaders and that they themselves need to be promoted, encouraged, fostered to lead from their own chairs, to lead from their role and function.
Well, that's great. That's something we like to hear. At times, or perhaps in the past, some of the technology leaders have maybe been looked at or called upon to clean up the mess or to come in and fix things. And so it's nice to hear that that your attitude and your vision is to make those people leaders and laying out the path, so to speak, and teaching people and having them others catch up. So it's good to hear. Let's expound on the second thing you mentioned, planning for the future, which I think is a great something great that you're doing, and we've talked a little bit about the next 12 to 24 months, but in your opinion, if we go out a little bit farther, in the next 3 to 5 years, how do you feel things will change? How do you see education changing in the next 3 to 5 years?
I think in the next 3 to 5 years, we absolutely have to put our foot on the gas pedal related to international education, global education. Our children need to be literate in multiple languages, in just cultural sensitivity, and how we can do that, how we can make those connections through the power of technology is an area that has really not been developed as much as it could be or should be. I know here at the School District of Janesville, we're reaching out to a number of countries, including Argentina, Thailand, Guadalajara, Mexico. We have relationships with China. We're developing new relationships with Cambodia. We're really making an effort for that global outreach, and I believe that technology should be at the foundation of that.
Ladies and gentlemen, his name is Dr. Robert Smiley. He is the Chief Information Officer for the School District of Janesville. He's so committed to technology, he actually pulled off the road in between appointments to make this call over some Wi-Fi, so we appreciate that. He's available, you can find him on Twitter with the name at Dr. Robert Smiley. That's at Dr. Robert Smiley. Thank you very much for your time today, Dr. Smiley.
Thank you. I appreciate being here.